Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for Broadway World. The delightful musical Once Upon a Mattress is back in New York this holiday season, courtesy of Transport Group Theater Company, under the direction of Jack Cummings III. And I'm here on opening night to celebrate with the company led by Jackie Hoffman and John Lipsinka Epperson. So here we are.
Here we are.
It is opening night. How do you feel?
We feel amazing. I mean, we just had the best audience we'll probably ever have, and yeah, we just had an amazing show, and we're feeling ready to run for weeks and weeks.
What's it been like working on this? You and I spoke very early on in the rehearsal process.
We did.
What's it been like rehearsing this and doing this?
I mean, rehearsal was great, but I never knew how much fun something could be until we actually got onto the stage to do it. I mean, every night we're discovering something hilarious. Jackie is a live wire. John is a live wire. You know, everything we're doing is just really fun and in the moment, and it's a blast, really.
This is such a delightful musical. What's it like playing him?
I mean, Dauntless is very dear to my heart. You know, he's a very sweet man, and so I find a lot of sweetness personally from him. And he's just a hapless guy, and to be a prince, playing a prince, I mean, it's a dream come true, really.
And working with this company.
The company's amazing. I know Jack for years, and to be here doing this type of show with the Transport Group is, you know, really, really fantastic, and I just can't wait for more.
All right, it is opening night. Jay, how do you feel?
I'm so excited I can hardly stand it. Very excited.
What's it been like working on this? You and I spoke very early on in the rehearsal process. How much fun has it been?
It's been more fun than you can shake a stick at, I'm telling you the truth, and I've got a wand to prove it. But it has been a really great time. I've enjoyed following John around all night long, but it's a job anyone should be grateful for, you know. I've had a great time.
What's it like playing the wizard and, like you say, being the foil for John Lipsinka Epperson?
Well, I feel like we've taken a little step back into vaudeville land, you know, and John and I are pretty good foils for one another, so we've enjoyed that very, very much. So, you know, like that.
Great company. What's been the best part of the experience for you, Jay, with working on this musical?
Well, being with old friends and making all these new friends who are so incredibly talented and so darling and so precious and dear. And we've become very close very fast. And it's been very, could I say very again? It's been an excellent experience.
That's incredible. It is opening night, my friend. How do you feel tonight?
I feel good. I've just had an ale from Belgium, so I feel very good. But my only regret is that Mary isn't here, because she would have been on cloud 9. She came to see the concert version that we did a couple of years ago, and it made her so happy. She had been sick, and it brought a lot of joy to her, and I think she would have been happy tonight too. But I'm hoping that her kids like the show, and I guess I'll be finding out soon.
Everybody loved the show. The interesting thing is, this was the last production she saw of her show, and this is the one that's going to live on, your production.
The concert, yeah, and she said, I want this full production to happen, so it's just a real pity that she's not here to see it. But
she's here in spirit.
She is, and we paid homage to her, as you may have seen at the end.
So we talked very early on in the rehearsal process. This is a big show. I love this.
It's a huge show, and the more we got into the rehearsals, the bigger I realized it was, and I thought, oh my God, how are we going to pull this off? But we pulled it off.
Working with this company, working with your friend Jackie Hoffman, tell me what that whole experience has been like.
Well, Jackie is hilarious, of course, and sweet. And one funny thing that Jackie may not show to the world is, you know how when you get an email from someone and they have an iPhone and it says sent from my iPhone? And you can change that. And for years she had, I hate my iPhone. But the other day I got an email from her and it said sent from my ISIS phone. And only Jackie's crazy mind would think that up.
What's it been like working with her and working with this company?
Well, it's always fun to work with Jackie, which is one of the reasons I wanted to do this show. And as it turns out, everyone is so engaged and so happy to be here, from the ensemble to Jason Williams, who plays Dauntless, and everyone in between. They're all thrilled to be here, and we've had a great time. And I'm not making it up, because I've been in some shows where there was some real lousy eggs, and there aren't any here, as far as I can tell.
Jackie put a little different shoes. There are no a-holes in our show.
There are no a-holes, no. And there could so easily be. Because, oh, well, I won't go into it, but I've worked with some real downers.
You look sensational. Your clothes are stunning. Your wigs. I mean, Paul Huntley?
Was he here tonight?
Yes.
So I hope to see him at the party. Yeah,
Just
good.
playing the Queen. You're so beautifully done up. This is such a delightful musical. What's been the best part of the experience for you, John, with working on this show?
The best part of working on this show, I think because it forced me to get vocally stronger. She never stops talking when she's on stage, and she has to be loud and she has to be fast. And I had been hiding behind lip syncing for years. And I went back to singing lessons to prepare myself for this. And although my voice gets very tired by the end of the week, I can also tell at the same time it's gotten stronger. So I'm happy about that. And I'm happy about new friends I've made and new family, as it were, because one of the reasons we're all here in New York working in the theater is because we want an alternative family of theater people, you know. And this production, it's gotten bigger.
This was so terrific. It is opening night. How do you feel?
I am so exhilarated and excited. It was such a great night, and you guys were amazing audience. I was loving it every minute.
What's it been like working on this musical?
It's been a blast. I mean, the whole company's a joy to work with. Everyone's so funny, so that's like half of it, just making it so enjoyable to be around these folks. But the material itself is a lot of fun, and then for me personally, getting to do this role and this, what it all entails for me personally is a blast.
What a great musical number you get to do. Big Song and Dance Man.
Literally, it's like the 11 o'clock number, but it's so great. And Scott Rink, choreographer, is brilliant, and he and I like basically came up with that together in the room with the new orchestrations for this production. All that big dance break was all new for this. So, yeah, it's been crazy. And you guys, like that audience was just revving me up inside. So I was having so much fun.
Such a lovely role you get to play. What a wonderful little musical. What's it like playing the King?
It's like playing any role in a way. You just without words this time. So it's but it's also about tracking the young people, you know, and what kind of impact one can have in terms of helping, you know, Lady Larkin and my son. And so there's a nice acting challenge in that, and just having a through line. And but I also I find him kind of an endearing character, and I'm really happy to have a chance to play him.
What's been the best part of the experience for you so far, David, with working on this?
Well, as it is with most plays, it's just the other members of the company, you know. And I also have two big numbers with Corey and with Hunter, and they're delights to be around, as is Jessica, who's in Normandy with me, and I just love that. And then I have that lovely song with Jason, you know, the man-to-man talk. So it's the people. John and Jackie are delightful. So that's kind of the best part in a way.
How do you feel tonight?
I feel great. What is amazing is that A Little Night Music opened this exact same night 5 years ago. I just realized that. Yeah, so it's like 5-year anniversary.
This was wonderful. What a gorgeous theater. What an orchestra pit you have down there, and what a company.
12 musicians, brand new orchestrations. It's like bigger than a lot of Broadway orchestras.
You open the show. I mean, what is that like?
You would think it would be terrifying, but it's actually so fun. It's like you can go out there and tell the audience, like, this is what our show is going to be like, and this is what to expect. And, you know, an audience starts, like, without any, like, connection with what, you know, intellectually or emotionally what the show is going to be like, and you can kind of set the tone. So it's really fun.
What's it been like working on this for you?
It's just, like, a huge joy. I mean, Jackie's incredible. Our director, Jack Cummings, set an amazing tone for us. It was, like, the most fun rehearsal room we ever had. It's just fantastic.
And the role you get to play.
Yeah, it's like some of the greatest songs. I sing Normandy, and just, you know, that was always my favorite song from the score. So.
And the trio you get to do.
Yeah, with my jester, Corey Lingner from On the Town. He's just, you know, like my right-hand man. I wouldn't have anything if it wasn't for him.
There's David Greenspan.
And David Greenspan, you know, Broadway favorite. He's something else too.
So if you could sum up the best part of the experience of working on Mattress, what's it been for you?
I think it's been being able to perform in New York again and have something to celebrate with all of my friends, and, you know, people come and see, and, you know, that's been the best part, is the audiences. Yeah.
So what's it been like for you? I mean, opening night, sitting here in this gorgeous theater with this beautiful musical you have put on with Transport.
I was really nervous, obviously, like a parent, but I'm just so thrilled for all the creators on it, and especially the actors, and especially John and Jackie, where it started, and you know, especially John. It was his idea to have himself and Jackie do the show, and had he not called me 3 years ago randomly on the phone, we wouldn't be here. So just seeing them in their full glory was really exciting.
I mean, working with these two comic geniuses, I mean, what rehearsals must have been like with everybody cracking each other up.
They did. I mean, I've never laughed so hard in a rehearsal, and you know, it was like it was like class every day, just in coming. They're so creative, and their timing, and underneath it all, it's so entrenched in character, which is kind of like a big bonus.
Everybody says you set such a beautiful tone in the rehearsal room. This is a big deal for you.
It is. But like secretly, this type of humor is where I personally at home on the couch live. And so I'm finally being able to bring it to my work, which I've not really had the chance to before. So that's been really exciting.
The importance of this production for Transport Group.
It's important for us because it's rare that a theater our size off Broadway will get the chance to do a classic Golden Age musical, and the chance to do it with Mary's involvement and blessing. It will be the last production of Once Upon a Mattress that she had anything to do with. So we kind of feel very responsible to her to kind of carry the torch of the show forward, you know.
This was so wonderful. Thanks. It's opening night. How do you two feel?
Happy and relieved and excited.
Those are exactly the adjectives I would use.
Aww.
Yeah, we're meant for each other. You know, it's great to get it off the ground and be done with rehearsals and able to just perform this sucker, you know?
You know, we talked really early on. I mean, this is a big undertaking for Transport. This is like a big Broadway musical. You have 12 pieces in the orchestra.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the biggest thing that they've ever done.
Yeah, when we were at the Sitzbro, we thought, whoa, great, this is legit.
Yeah, and Matt and Frank did all new arrangements, so that was a surprise as well, and they're so beautiful. I mean, surprise in the best way possible. They're gorgeous, and it's just a blast to sort of reinvent the show every night.
Did you know the show well before you started?
This was my first musical. I was Winifred in 9th grade, so Germantown Friends School, yeah, Philadelphia.
I knew it peripherally because I was a spotlight operator when I was a teenager. Yep.
I love how it all starts. Everybody plays another role, you know, or a spotlight operator saying maybe one day I'll be up there playing something.
Yeah, I tried to get them to cast me as Winifred, but they wouldn't have it.
Well, they could have given you Fred.
Yeah, true. What if it's a boy?
Yeah.
Well, tell me, this is such a delightful musical. What's been the best part of the experience of working on this show?
Well, Jack has been really generous with us and letting us kind of play and find what we want to do and have fun doing it. So that's been really fun to get to explore and figure things out and not feel like on day one it had to be set as one thing. Especially since it's, you know, it's an established piece, so we got to kind of do our own thing and have fun with it, and yeah, that's been my favorite.
For me, it's the people, for sure, specifically the chick next to me in the Huckleberry dress. I just think, you know, most of my show is with Jess, so if you don't have a good scene partner, you're kind of screwed. So I feel very lucky. Come here, you.
To do your comedy bits together. You're so funny together, you two.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't think we had any intention originally, and then it just kind of, when you really looked at what was happening, it was funny. Now, yeah.
We talked very early on in the rehearsal process. You had just started. You was talking about finding, you know, your version of Winifred.
Right.
What's it been like working on her in rehearsal? You wowed us tonight, as you haven't all during the preview period. How did you find her? What was it like working on her?
I tried to find elements of me that related to her, and I with the help of Jack and others and Francesca, found ways to just put me in there that felt organic and felt natural to her, and plan of attack was key.
And working with this company, what a great company of actors.
Oh, yes, they are. We are a-hole free. Probably because we're star free, but they're just amazing. They're so dedicated. They're like you remember in Katrina when nurses and doctors carried patients on their backs because the elevator went out. That's what these people are like.
You know, watching this thing, you have an incredible orchestra here. I mean, just sitting in this theater watching this, you know, I was sitting with Scott Whitman, you know, and Mark Shaman. This is a throwback.
Scott and Mark came together?
Yes, they came together. Laughing, giggling, that they made.
Maybe we made a little mattress magic. Bring them back.
We were reminiscing about what it was like. I mean, just tell me what it's been like for you working on this piece.
Oh, it's been, pardon the pun, exhausting. It's been great. I at first was, I mean, the shoes to fill are just ridiculous, so I can't fill them. I could only, you know, I can only put a Dr. Scholl's insert in to try to fill those shoes, but I try to make it mine, and I talked with Ted Chapin, who saw the show, and he and I use the exact same word, clown, the C word. He's like, it needs a clown, and I'm like, I'm your clown. So I knew I could tackle it.
You know, Chita Rivera said when she was offered Sweet Charity, she says, how am I ever going to fill Gwen Verdon's shoes? And her little voice said, bring your own shoes, which you did tonight.
Oh, well, they're extra wide.
So if you could sum up the best part of the experience of working on Mattress, what's it been for you so far, Jackie?
Oh, God, these high-pressure questions. Sum it up. Ham. Big faces, ham.